This is Ice Cream Gecko, and in today's video we're going to take a look at the Ice Cream United Vanilla Ice Cream. Vanilla, Vanille. I think Vanille is the appropriate description, as I am not sure if this is actually distributed outside of Germany. This is made popular by a former national football player, Lukas Podolski. We can see something that resembles an old football right there. And yeah, without further ado, let's jump into the ingredients list right here. Pause if you want to read that. Pause if you want to see that, I guess. Not too much reading. Pause if you want to read the nutrition table, and pause if you want to read where this is being made. And yeah, here we've got something that tells us something about this particular ice cream pint. Nothing really at the bottom, no, not really. Let's take off the very top. Like that, this is like entirely cardboard, not plastic, which is good. This right here, I think, is at least plasticized, I think. Take this off, and it looks like, yeah, it looks like vanilla pudding. And it also does smell very much like vanilla pudding. So let's slice this in half. I of course expect this to be a more simple ice cream. I do not expect any mix-ins or something like that. It's always good to see what these things look on the inside. If there is a big air pocket somewhere, something that you would not usually see if you were to eat it normally. But we can see right here that yeah, it looks evenly filled, nothing really to complain about. Now I'm going to put one of these in the freezer and I'll be back with you in just a second. I am now back at the desk. Let's zoom into this just a little bit and see what the consistency of this thing is. When we run our spoon down, it feels soft, creamy. I do not feel any icy crystals. Feels quite alright when we take our spoon and get our first spoonful of it. Yeah, nothing too special about it, but it's nice. That's all I can really say about it. It's more dense than I expected. When I sliced through it with the knife, it felt more airy than it does now, but I'm not the one to complain about that. Yes, it does taste very much of vanilla ice cream, that is for sure. However, this doesn't taste like... it doesn't quite taste like the usual vanilla ice cream that I have. I do not know what it is exactly, but there is some sort of, yeah, almost like pudding-like aftertaste to it. It tastes very much like frozen pudding, something like that. When it comes to the taste, there is some sort of, not springiness, but something in it when you bite on it that isn't exactly melty ice cream in your mouth. I'm not quite sure what that is, but I'll dig through this for now. Alright, so I think this is really it when it comes to the ice cream itself, the excitement, the level of surprises that we're going to have with this one. And therefore I will finish this off camera and I'll be back with you in just a second for the verdict. The consumption process is now complete and we are ready to rate this particular product. And the first impression was decent. It looked alright, felt alright, nothing to complain about it. Same goes for the color of it. Something that's a bit unfortunate is that the texture of this thing, while it is creamy enough, I think, we didn't have any ice crystals in there, anything like that, it does have something that doesn't really resemble the nice premium ice cream that I enjoy so much. Now, this stuff right here does have a certain stickiness to it. It adheres to itself quite well. What I mean by that is you can cut it quite easily and it keeps its shape rather well. It almost has like some sort of like gummy clayish texture to it, which sounds incredibly awful, but that is certainly something that many of these cheaper ice creams do have. And it's something that is not the worst thing, but it certainly is something that yeah, takes away from the greatest of eating experiences, I think. I always thought that they would do that on you know, regular ice cream on a stick or something like that, because it, you know, makes it easier to keep that on that stick. But this one right here had it as well. Maybe it's just some sort of manufacturing thing that they do differently and therefore gets it this structure, or maybe it's some sort of like sugar thing that they put in here. I do not know what it is, but it's kind of off-putting. And also something that's a bit unfortunate is that this really reminds me, when it comes to the aftertaste, of the Dutch vanilla flour, which is like a sort of runny pudding. Really comes close to that. It tastes a bit, yeah, a bit synthetic, which is unfortunate. The vanilla taste, on the other hand, was fine, I guess. But then again, that is probably the reason for that synthetic flavor in the first place, in the aftertaste. So I can't really give full points in that, not at all. Overall, I've got to say though that this has been a vanilla ice cream that has been all right. It certainly reminds me, and now that I've actually read what's on here, like why this came to fruition in this manner, it really reminds me of like newer hip ice cream shops that pop up in cities all over the place, and that really go for that hip new look. And quite often they taste very similar to this one right here. It's not really my preference, but usually they go quite well, and usually they go quite well because they are very good at marketing things. But the ice cream right here, I don't know. The regular ice creams, vanilla ice creams that I have are often better than this. In fact, I had a Lidl like premium house brand ice cream a couple of days ago, and that was quite a bit better than this one. I have to do some digging and see how much this cost, because I'm not sure how much it did actually cost. So overall, I can't give full points in the themalization department, simply because when you make vanilla ice cream, you've got one job: making ice cream tasting of vanilla. And this right here, it does taste of vanilla. The aftertaste that this right here has got, and that sort of like almost slimy texture in your mouth when it melts in your mouth, it doesn't like disappear like proper ice cream cream. It's yeah, it's a bit more persistent in that regard, which is a bit unfortunate, and therefore I just can't give full points. Vanilla ice cream isn't very fancy anymore for, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 decades now, and it's not the most difficult to achieve and do properly, and I think this right here could be quite a bit better. That being said, 6.5 out of 10 is the rating for this very ice cream, and if you've got a question or a video suggestion, leave it in the comment section down below. And if you want to see more videos just like this one, please subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope I'm going to see you soon. Until then, bye bye.